Hello and welcome back to 298. It is my understanding that the videos for the student liability insurance, the field experience documents, and the Praxis sign-up were not clear and they weren't very high quality, so I'm just going to quickly re-record that all in one. I'll try to make it as quick as possible so you don't have to spend your whole afternoon or morning or night watching this video. But basically I just wanted to give you an overview of the student liability insurance. It is a requirement of anybody who's out in a school observing children. You need to be covered. So there's three options you can have, and it's your job to decide which option is best for you. So you can call your own insurance agent and get information about student liability insurance. Call them, they'll say, here's your policy. Some insurance agents don't know much about that, but you can tell them this is what I need. I need to be covered when I'm out in the schools. And sometimes that policy is $10 or $20 a year. There is AAE, Association of American Educators, and that's going to give you a policy to protect you against things that might happen in the classroom, and it has $1 million worth of coverage. And then there's the NEA, which is also a way to get your student liability insurance. So those are three different ways that you can approach it, and you have to have that before you go out into the field. You're going to upload your proof of insurance there. Field experience documents. So the field experience, there's a couple things I really wanted to bring your attention to. The verification log is something that you're going to bring with you every time you go out into the field. So here are some things that you're going to do, and some of you got that other video, so I'm not going to go too in depth, but the most important thing is that you get 13 hours in a general education classroom, any grade level, and 2 hours in a special ed classroom, any level. And each time you go to those classrooms, you're going to have this printed off, and you're going to bring it to them. You're going to fill in the date, what you did, times, your hours, and they're just going to simply initial that. So this is what you're going to upload at the end to get your total points for your field experience assignment. The general expectations for the field experience are listed here. I'm not going to go in depth on those as I did in a previous video, but most importantly, we want to make sure that you're professional out there, that you're checking in, that you're greeting other professionals in an appropriate way, that you're dressing appropriately, that you're making sure that you're leaving your cell phone in your backpack, and you're taking notes, and you're engaging in the classroom, all those good things. So again, it's important to bring your field verification log every visit, and you'll turn that into Moodle at the end with 13 hours in a regular ed classroom and 2 hours in a special ed classroom. So let me know if you have questions about that. Next thing here is just classroom observations, what to look for. While you're out there, you're wondering, well, what am I going to reflect on? What am I supposed to be watching for? Here's a whole document about things that you can be watching for when you're out in the field. What do you look for? The class as a whole. How about the teacher's presentation skills, their interactions with students, their rapport? All those things are included there. So basically that's just a reference. The reflective journal template is going to give you information on what to include. So you have to put 15 hours in, and you have to write 5 reflections. Some of you will do 2 7-hour or a 7-hour and an 8-hour observation. You still need to get 5 reflections out of that. Some of you will go 5 times for 3 hours each, and you can write 5 reflections. Some of you will go 1 hour for 15 weeks. That'll only you only have to write 5 reflections for that. So your total is 5 reflections, and you have to decide how you'd like to do that. So you're going to give the name, your name, the grade or content area that you're observing, the topic of the lesson, and then your focus is going to come from those classroom observations, what to look for. So for example, the first one might be, what are the objectives? So when you're reflecting, you might be looking for, my focus today is, how is the teacher meeting objectives? Okay, are they listed on the board? Does the teacher talk about them? Do the students know what those are, what's expected of them? What do you observe? So we use the template, what, so what, and now what. And if you go out to this PowerPoint, on Moodle, the field experience PowerPoint, it's going to give you a link to a video, and I'll walk you down here. This video is going to explain for you what this template means. So what means, what did you notice? So just like, almost like you're a witness to a crime and you describe exactly what happened. So what? So what did I learn from what I saw. Why is this important to me? So what? What am I going to do with this information? And then now what? How am I going to move forward and use this in my future career? So that's kind of a look at that reflective journal, the what, so what, now what. You can see that it's about a page. This is just my information. You can ignore that. It's about a page, and that's about how long your 5 reflective journals should be. 1 page. And you can go ahead and delete all of this because you will not need that. That's just reference from me, and I included in there to remind me where I got that information. So the what, so what, and now what format, you're going to fill out 5 of those while you're out in the field. And the teacher contact information, that's really important that you get that contact information to me as soon as you can. It's a wiki, so you're going to go in there and enter your information so I can contact that teacher. And I will set those up, and you will know as soon as I have that information. So please make sure you get that information to me as soon as you can. You're going to contact that teacher, get a hold of them, see if they're willing to let you come into their classroom, and then I will set up your placement. So I'll email them and say, Lisa, is it okay if Brittany comes into your classroom, and here are the expectations, here's what is expected of you, here's what's expected of them. So I will make that contact. So please make sure you get your information entered in there as well. And that's a wiki, so you can just edit it while you're in there. I wanted to see if there was anything else on this that I talked about in the first video, but it didn't work. Remember, you're representing not only Mayville State University, but you're starting your professional reputation. And my name is on the line as well, because my name is attached to you when I set up these placements. So please not only represent Mayville State well, but represent yourself and myself in the best possible light as well. Here's a form email that you can use to contact that teacher if you're not quite sure what to say. You can certainly use that. General expectations, those are out on Moodle. You can take a peek at them, exactly what's expected of you. That verification log is used every time you go. Here's a look at the reflective template, what, so what, now what. There's classroom observations, and there's the reflections and different things that you can write about. So I wanted to make sure that you were aware of that. Last thing is the Praxis prep here. So there's some information for why you have to take it. So if you are planning on being licensed in the state of North Dakota, actually, because if you're on the BSED track and you're part of Mayville State, everyone who is admitted into the teacher ed program cannot be admitted without passing the Praxis. So that's one reason you have to take it. If you're planning on teaching in a different state, you need to make sure that and you're still in Mayville State's teacher ed program. This was my experience when I went through Mayville State's teacher ed program. So I got licensed in North Dakota, and I took all the North Dakota tests. I taught North Dakota for 1 year, and then I was from Minnesota, so I wanted to go back. So then I went and took the Minnesota tests. So to graduate from Mayville State, you need to take and pass the first Praxis, the Praxis Academic Core, and you need to at least attempt the Praxis 2. And then each state that you teach in will have different tests as well. So that Praxis website really breaks down, ets.org/Praxis breaks down what your state's requirements are. Here's steps to sign up for the Praxis, and then when you've completed those steps, you can call Robin at 701-788-4710, and she will help you pay for that test because you've already paid for it in your course fees. This is a lot of information, but please let me know if you have any questions about the liability insurance, the field experience documents, or the signing up for the Praxis. And I will be happy to help you with that. Please, please, please. I know it's different. This course was designed for students. I was under the impression that everybody taking it was going to get their BSED and their Bachelor of Science in Education, and that's not the case. So I apologize to those of you who are not in it for that reason. Some of you are getting your BA, and some of you are non-degree seeking. You're not quite sure what you're going to do yet. So there's a couple different things for you. So if you fall into that category, I've been in contact with you, and we'll get it all figured out. And I, again, thank you for your patience. If you have any questions, please, please let me know. Thanks.